my mind, there ain't no doubt.
You're listening to Where You Live with Gene Sullivan.
Welcome back to Where You Live. I'm Gene Sullivan, broadcasting from the True North Painting Studios. The show is brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency, and Extreme Exteriors. That little nifty tune is giving you a hint of our next guest on the show. He's been on with us before. I'm glad to welcome Irv Cohen, Senior Insurance and Risk Management Director for Barents Management Group. Hi, Irv.
Hey, Gene. How are you this afternoon?
Good. Thanks for taking time to be with me on the show today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I wanted to talk with you specifically about insurance as it pertains to condominiums. It seems to be getting harder and harder to find carriers that even want to quote for condominiums. Are you finding this to be the case?
We are, Gene. We are experiencing a significant shift in the marketplace as it relates to condominium insurance. And we can talk more about why that is, but absolutely what you're experiencing and what a lot of condominium associations are experiencing is a lot of pain right now as it relates to their insurance renewals.
What are some of the big factors? Why are carriers saying we are not wishing to even give a quote? Are they giving any reasons?
They are, Gene. And hey, listen, before I answer the question, I'd just like to have a quick shout out to some of your long-term listeners who had experienced a loss in the family. So the shout out is to the Alan Luthi family, and we pray for Connie's arrival in heaven. So I just wanted to say that. They're longtime listeners of your show, Gene.
Oh, okay. Well, I am so sorry for their loss.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
Listen, the biggest reason that the insurance company would have us believe is the reason of the pricing and the lack of competition here in Minnesota is the fact that over the last 10 years we've had significant number of hailstorms. And if we look around in our own neighborhoods, we see that a lot of our neighbors have new roofs as a result of those hailstorms. And if we look at our own homeowners insurance over the last 5 years, all of us have experienced significant increases in our homeowners insurance.
Yeah.
And so that's really translated right over to the condominium group. So for those condominium associations that are stick-built, meaning they're kind of frame construction and have asphalt roofs and or cedar shake roofs, those condominium associations in particular have experienced the brunt of all the rate increases here in Minnesota.
That's very interesting. You bring that up. A number of HOAs who haven't been able to set aside significant enough funds to be fully funded in their reserves for the capital replacement of siding and roofs. We know through these past years, a number of them have come into a windfall because they've set money aside, not near enough, but now because of a particular wind or hail event, are now getting the new roofs, the new siding, and for some of those, they get things kind of reset for their entire homeowner association and go from a world of hurt to being in a great place. But it's almost as if now that a number of HOAs are saying, why can't we have our hail event? Why can't we have a windstorm at our place? And so it's becoming very difficult. But now you're seeing the increase in insurance premiums go up because, let's face it, an insurance carrier, they've got to stay flush. They've got to continue to make money. That's how it's there when trouble takes place, right?
You're absolutely right. You're right on point. Now, the other thing I would share, and I would communicate with all the homeowners associations, is that a lot of the carriers that will continue to write business in Minnesota are now putting separate wind and hail deductibles on their policies. So let's talk about what that means. So let's say my normal deductible for, let's say, a fire claim would be $5,000. But now what we're seeing is that the insurance industry is saying, okay, for fire it'll stay $5,000, but for a wind or a hail event, we're seeing deductibles start at $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, and higher. So that puts additional pressure on the association as well, because while hail is still a covered event, the funds that they'll have to have in reserve are substantially higher than what they used to be. And then, of course, the associations typically go back to the owners to help pay for that deductible, and that coverage also needs to be looked at if you're an individual unit owner. So you've got an insurance industry, as you said, whose goal is to provide insurance here in Minnesota, and yes, they have to make a dollar. Hail damage in Minnesota ranks amongst it is the number one cause of claims in Minnesota.
Yeah, I think the state's probably number 2 of all the states
in the country.
In the country, yeah.
Exactly.
In terms of claims, yeah.
And what you said earlier to kick the program off in terms of, yes, it's true, insurance companies who used to be very aggressive in wanting to write business in Minnesota have really backed away, significantly so. And there aren't as many choices as there used to be. And you know, as a property manager, one of the things that you build great relationships with various insurance providers that allows you to compare and contrast coverages and prices for your clients. And that job is much harder right now for a property management company because the choices just aren't there anymore.
Yeah. Well, Irv, we only have probably about a minute left in the show today here. For those listening, what are some things that an HOA can do to try and prepare so that they have proper coverage taking place? What are some of the things that they have to be looking out for?
Well, there's several things right now, but if truly they have a plan to replace roofs, it's really okay to share with the insurance company and the insurance agent what those plans are. Typically we see a lot of older roofs, and if we know those roofs are ready to be replaced, we can adjust the coverage to help the homeowners association. So, and that's one thing to talk about right there. So
well, thank you, Irv. We're running out of time here.
Okay.
It goes so quick.
Perfect.
Thanks. That's Irv Cohen with Barron's Management. Thank you for listening, everyone. Look forward to having you here next Saturday on Where You Live.